Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, her lips as red as roses, and her hair as black as ebony. Sadly, her stepmother, the queen, was jealous of her beauty. Every day, the queen would ask her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror always replied, "You, my queen." But one day, the mirror said, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Enraged with jealousy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and get rid of her. However, the kind huntsman couldn't harm the innocent girl. He let her go and told her to run far away, warning her never to return to the castle. Snow White wandered deep into the forest, scared and alone, until she came across a tiny cottage. Inside, everything was small but neat, as if it belonged to children. Exhausted, she fell asleep on one of the little beds. When the owners of the cottage returned, they were surprised to find her there. They were 7 dwarfs who worked in the mines nearby. Snow White woke up and explained her story. The dwarfs felt sorry for her and offered her a place to stay. In return, she promised to keep their home clean and cook for them. Meanwhile, the queen discovered through her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Furious, she disguised herself as an old woman and made a poisoned apple. She found Snow White at the dwarf's cottage and tricked her into eating it. As soon as Snow White took a bite, she fell into a deep, enchanted sleep. When the dwarfs came home, they found Snow White lying still, as if she were dead. Heartbroken, they placed her in a glass coffin and kept watch over her. Time passed, and one day, a prince traveling through the forest saw Snow White. Struck by her beauty, he asked to take her coffin with him. As the coffin was being moved, the piece of poisoned apple fell from Snow White's mouth, and she woke up. The prince and the dwarfs were overjoyed. Snow White thanked the dwarfs for their kindness and agreed to marry the prince. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after, while the jealous queen was never heard from again. And so, kindness and courage triumphed, proving that goodness always wins in the end.